What's up Internet, I'm Taylor and this is my vlog, and today I'm going to do another requested review. This is Good Music's Cruel Summer compilation. So Good Music is the new record label founded by Kanye West. It's got a lot of his friends and collaborators on it like Pusha T, 2 Chainz, John Legend, Kid Cudi, lots of really big names in hip-hop and R&B. And so obviously Cruel Summer, the first compilation from the label, has been a hotly awaited release. And it's finally out, and so we're going to talk about it. Now, you'll notice that I've said compilation twice, but I haven't said album at all. The reason for that is actually what I'm most disappointed in here. Kanye West is so good at making cohesive albums. I mean, look at College Dropout, Late Registration, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I don't really count Graduation because I feel like that was all over the place, and nobody wants to talk about 808s and Heartbreak. But he's so good at creating cohesive, interesting, flowing albums that I'm really disappointed in how schizophrenic Cruel Summer feels. I understand it's a compilation, but this thing jumps from so many different styles of hip-hop that I don't know what's going on. So we're going to work our way through this track by track. It seems like the most logical way to do it considering how all over the place this thing is, and then we'll catch back up at the end. So the first track, To the World, is probably my second least favorite track on this whole album. R. Kelly's vocals here are crazy auto-tuned, the chorus is awful, and it just feels really out of place. It doesn't feel like anything else on this album, and it doesn't feel like anything else Kanye's really done since the intro to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which was still really weird. He used to be so good at crafting intros, I don't know what this awful streak is. The next song, Click, is kind of like a less annoying version of radio rap. It still feels very shallow, a little bit misogynistic, and just generally kind of dull. I mean, it feels like a Kanye-produced song for the radio, and I was really kind of expecting more out of this. It starts off okay, the hook's kind of repetitive, but I was like, alright, maybe this will be going somewhere in the verse, and then it just doesn't really. I mean, it's still enjoyable, it just wasn't nearly what I was expecting, given the hype. Now, we all know that Mercy is the single, and Mercy is really good. It's a really good single, and it's just a really good song. I really love Mercy. It's a side of Kanye that we don't hear very much, at least not on his solo work, and I think it's very cool. I think it incorporates a lot of different things that are going on that are very different between the different rappers on the track, but they meld together in a very cool, but still very Kanye-influenced way. If every track on the compilation was more like this, I would be a lot more satisfied. We go straight out of one single into the next. We got New God Flow. New God Flow is also really awesome. It's probably my second favorite track on the album, right behind Mercy. I think it's very cool. There's a lot going on once again, but not in a bad way. There's a lot going on in the very cool communal hip-hop kind of way. Now, after this song, we start to get into some of these songs where there's too much going on, but I think here there's a perfect balance. The Morning feels like something off Watch the Throne, and that's awesome. I really liked Watch the Throne. I think it was a very cool side project. I think The Morning is a cool continuation of that side project, but I'm really ready to hear some more Kanye being Kanye stuff, and not Kanye as part of Watch the Throne stuff. So this is a great farewell. I hope we move on, we get more Kanye, and a little bit less Jay, and have Jay go off and do his thing, but I still think The Morning's a good song, and I'm still going to listen to it a good bit. Cold should also be on Watch the Throne, but Cold is the part of Watch the Throne that I can't get enough of. The Morning is one of those songs that feels like it would have been buried deeper in Watch the Throne. Cold feels like it should be a single. I don't know why Cold isn't a single yet. I love this track. I think it's super catchy, and I really think it's going to go places. I think this has a huge future ahead of it, and I'm really addicted to it right now. Higher, really? I don't know why this is here. This feels like 808s and Heartbreak all over again. I understand that it's a different vocalist, but it's just this really heavy auto-tune, really artificial drums, just not at all a step forward. It feels like a step backward, and I really feel like we moved past this. I don't know why this is still a thing that people are enjoying. Are they enjoying it? Or is it just Kanye enjoying it? Maybe we'll never know. Sin City is a super cool track. Sin City would be my favorite track on the album, if not for the last little bit of it. This track is really cool, the beat is really great, it feels like everything I love about Kanye, it feels like everything I love about everybody else, it feels like everything I love about hip-hop, honestly. But then we get into the ending, when they try to do the Odd Future slowed down vocal thing, and that is something that I feel like only Odd Future can get away with, and only because they're Odd Future. They've got this personality that fits with that, and I just don't think this fits at all on this compilation, on this label, anywhere in this style. I think this is just pandering, and I think people are going to be able to tell, and I don't think it's going to go over well. I think this feels really cheap, really fake, and I don't know why Kanye would do this. He seems like he's such a perfectionist. I don't know why this is a part of this. The One is obviously my third favorite on this album. The One is awesome. This is a side of Kanye that I really missed. We got a little bit of this ballady rap stuff on Runaway, on Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, but this is the kind of stuff that was on College Dropout and Late Registration. This really nice, melodic beat with a very cool, slow, not as harsh verse over it. It's still got some harsh lyrics to it, it's still got the characteristic Kanye humble brags in it, but it's got some really cool other stuff going on, and I'm really digging this track. So then we get Creepers, which is just terrible. It's Kid Cudi, and it's only Kid Cudi. There's no Kanye input, really, and the track just isn't interesting. I played it for a friend earlier tonight, and he mentioned that it feels like it's trying to have this African rhythm section to it, and it just doesn't. Like, it's so close, but it's just not there. And that seems to be the tale of this whole compilation. So close, but just not there. Bliss is alright. It's mediocre, but I mean, I understand it. It fits with a couple of the other songs. I can deal with it. Not my favorite, not my least favorite, just kind of there. Finally, Don't Like. Don't Like would cap off this album really well if it were an album, but it's a compilation. And so you put this right after Bliss, which is a completely different style of song, and it just doesn't sound right, it doesn't fit, and once again, I don't get it. And that seems to be the common thread, really, the only common thread in Cruel Summer, is that I don't get it. And I think a lot of people don't get it. They don't get why these songs are chosen, why they're in the order they are, why certain people are on certain songs, and really what the point of this was. It feels like it was rushed. It feels like they just wanted to put something out on the new label, which I can understand. But put out an EP. Put out a series of EPs, little 5-song sets of songs that belong together. I feel like you would get more people that way. People would be happier with the purchase. They're getting a more consistent effort for their money, or they're paying less for it. But instead, we've got this weird mix-matched album-length compilation that just doesn't feel like a whole lot of anything. It just feels like random singles put together for about an hour. So that's my review of Cruel Summer. I know my friend McKenna is going to hate this review because she really loves it, and I can see how you would if you're a singles person. You just like individual songs, I guess, maybe. But to me, it doesn't feel like the polished Kanye album style effort that I'm used to, and it's not really what I was expecting or what I wanted out of this. I'm honestly not going to pick it up. I'm not going to pay for it. I might pay for a couple of the singles, but I'm just not that interested. And I'm going to be very skeptical of whatever Kanye puts out next if it's not billed as Kanye West. So that was my review. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I've done a ton of reviews this week, so you can watch those. I'll probably put up a playlist of them. If I do, it'll be right here. Also, I'm going to try and get at least one more video up this week, just talking about something other than music, for the sake of talking about other things as well. I might do a couple more reviews this weekend. I've got a couple other albums on my plate. If not, definitely expect those next week. So, thanks for watching, and until next time.